For today's project, I'm going to be using the Candy Cane Lane stack. I'm going to be using this newspaper print sheet of paper from it. You're going to need one 12 by 12 sheet. You can, of course, use any paper that you like, but this is what I've chosen to use for today's project. I'm going to take my paper trimmer and I'm going to cut the entire sheet into 1-inch strips. So we're going to have 12 strips that are 1 inch by 12 inches long. Now take each strip of paper and fold it in half with the printed side on the outside and use a scoring tool or a bone folder to make sure that you get a good crease on the end. Go ahead and do that to each of your 12 pieces of paper. Once you've done that, place it onto a scoreboard and we're going to be making 2 score marks. We're going to score at 1.5 inches and score again at 4.5 inches. So we're putting a score mark at 1.5 inch from each end. Then, beginning on the end that has the fold, so your crease, we're going to fold them in towards the center. So this is going to make a much smaller piece. So we begin with a 12 inch, split it down into a 6 inch, and then we're going to crease it and fold at 1.5 inches. Now you'll see there's a little tab on the end of the open end, just because of the fold. So we're going to trim that off. And then we're going to add a little touch of adhesive there. I'm just using an adhesive runner for this portion, just to hold this shut. So go ahead and close those pieces. Now we're going to be taking a hot glue gun. I like to use this because it gives a good, quick adhering for it. It'll hold things together really quickly. So we're going to take it and the 2 folded edges we're going to bring together to create our loop. So take the hot glue and we're going to put it along one of the edges to create a shape like you see here. So add the glue and then we're going to quickly close it. Try to keep things as straight as you can because it will make for a much nicer ornament. And hold that in place until the glue gets a nice grip. Now we're going to repeat this for each piece of the 12-inch strips we've created. So we're going to have 12 of these. Let me run through that with you one more time. Take your 12-inch strip of paper and fold in half to create a 6-inch strip. Score the end with a scoring tool. Use a scoring tool to create notches at 1.5 inch and 4.5 inches. Fold them in and use your bone folder to give a nice crease. Then trim the excess on the open end. Add a touch of adhesive there to hold this shut. Then we're going to use our hot glue gun to create a loop. And it's just that easy. Once all 12 pieces have been prepared, we're ready to assemble it. So take 2 of the pieces and we're going to add the hot glue and quickly adhere them together. So we're going to be adding the straight edges together, leaving the loops free in the center. Again, add adhesive, the hot glue gun, put the straight edges together, give them a nice squeeze and hold them together. You don't want to flatten your loops here, so be very careful that you don't put too much pressure on this. Continue along until you have all 12 pieces that you prepared adhered into one circular loop. Once you've added your final one, we're going to go ahead and add the hot glue in between the first and the last one that you adhered, and this will complete our circle, which in turn completes our ornament. Now the options for finishing it and decorating it are endless. I've added decorations on both sides of this one as well as some string, just so that when it hangs in my tree that you get both sides. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I hope you've been inspired today to pick up your favorite stack and create some fun holiday ornaments.